All right, welcome everybody. Today we're going to be talking about doing product ads, and a lot of people think that that is something for just private labeling or something you might have an exclusive on, but really it's for everything, because the product ads aren't being displayed unless you have the buy box. So if it's rotating the buy box or you only have it some of the time, then those ads aren't showing. And when somebody clicks through on the ad, it's only, yours is the only one available. So it's not going to show 20 different sellers when they click through on your ad. This is something we use quite a lot.
Sorry.
So we're gonna, I'm gonna show you how we do it, how we find everything, how we pick ads. Sometimes we use automated, and sometimes we do it manually, and sometimes we're doing both. So there's several options. It's very easy to do once you do a couple of them. I've done I pre-recorded a little something so you can ask any questions that you may have while we watch this little video I made just for the webinar tonight, and we'll address any questions you have afterwards.
This is the campaign manager screen. This is where you will create product ads that will run on your Amazon sales pages. When people search for items on Amazon, these will come up. And so, for example, here's
It's a tad muffled, Uncle Sean.
campaign poster. Scroll to the bottom. These sponsored ads.
Are you having a hard time hearing?
We'll be showing you how to set it. So this is the campaign manager.
It's like, it just sounds like muffled.
Okay. Well, I guess we can do it live. All right, let me share my screen again.
Damn it.
Okay, everybody, this is the Seller Central, your homepage. Everybody should know what that is. Up here, you have a couple options: Campaign Manager and Promotions. Promotions is when you want to do giveaways or discounts. We're going to be focusing on the Campaign Manager. So what these are ones that I've already created. So to show you, I'm going to create a new campaign. So you can just name it whatever you want. This is just for your use. And then what you want your daily budget to be. So you have to set it at $1 a day minimum, but you can, of course, set it as high as you want. It's going to ask the start date and the end date. So if you leave it at no end date, it'll go on continuously until you end it. For start date, you can set it sometime in the future. So if you have Christmas or holiday items that you may only want to run for the Valentine's Day or Easter, you can set it up in advance. If you just wanted to start now, it's going to start within the next few hours. And then you have an option to set automatic targeting or manual targeting. I use manual targeting most often, but sometimes I'll run both. Automatic is going to pick all your keywords for you, and you really don't have very much to do. So we're going to go through the automatic first. Then you just name an ad group, so you can have multiple ad groups and turn them on and off at will if it's something you want to do. and this will be your minimum bid that will default all over everything. So usually I set these somewhere between 50 and 75 cents. It has have a suggested minimum of 5 cents, but you can.
Just slowly.
So now, here's where you select your products. So you can search by product name, the SKU, or the ASIN. So if you put in, leave it blank, it'll show you all your products. Search for anything you like. As you can see, ineligible usually means it says that it's not eligible for advertising and sponsored products. Usually that means that you just don't have that item in stock. So there are a couple items on this page, so you can click on select all on this page, and that's going to add all of them. So I had 11 on the first page, but you can go through and select the ones that you want as well. And since we have automatic targeting, and of course they'll come up down here, we have automatic targeting turned on, so there's no additional page for selecting the items we want to use. So you click on Save and Finish. And now it's done and created. Now I created this one earlier, and I'm not sure. So it has 11 ads, but it hasn't done any impressions yet. So we're going to go back, and now I'll show you how to create one for manual targeting. And we'll set our same minimum, and we're going to select manual, of course, instead of automatic this time. And again, you can select whatever products you want, or you can select all your products. I'm not sure that there's a limit. I know I have about 1,000 selected on my other account. Default bid, I'm going to set to 50 cents. And now it has suggested keywords. So you have two options: either provide your own keywords or suggested keywords based on the products that you selected. So you can scroll here and pick whichever ones you want, or you can select all, and it's going to put them down here in your keywords. So now what we do for finding keywords is we use a site called Merchant Words. And Merchant Words is a tool that we have a discount for. I think we have something like 70% off, but it only costs you $7 a month instead of, I believe, the it's $30 a month normally, and we pay $7. So you can look in the page and for the discounts in the group, and you'll see the link to get that discount. So I'm just going to log in, and the site, as it says, catalogs 40 million of the top search terms on Amazon. So if we're looking for example, my makeup, which I have, I think over 1,000 different SKUs of makeup, we've searched for, and we have it all as one ad. So what we've done is gone in and looked for CoverGirl and L'Oreal and everything that people would be searching for if they're searching for makeup. Foundation and certain colors and different combinations. But it looks like what's come up here is, some movies, and the first one was Sesame Street. So if we go over here and look for Sesame Street, it's going to show you all the top search terms. So how I usually do it is sort by the highest search volume, and that's going to show you all the top searches on Amazon. So what we do is click on download as CSV, and we just open it up in Excel. Now you can cut and paste these or just type them in, but we found the fastest way is to do it like this. So now when we have it opened in our spreadsheet, if we wanted all the top search terms to be searched, we could just go here and select all of these, or however many you wanted. Now, if there's less than, a little too far. As you can see, these are all good. Now, I know there's a limit of 1,000 searches, so I'm not going to select. There's actually exactly 1,000 that came back. So you select all the ones you want and just copy them right into where it says provide your own keywords. And select add these keywords. So now as you can see, there's 471 selected, and it has put them as whatever your default bid was. And you also have 3 options here for matching the type. Broad is going to search for, anything similar to Sesame Street or whatever each listing is. Exact is going to only come back if the exact keyword string that you put in, or phrase is going to look at it like a phrase. So, if somebody adds and or the or it into something, or they omit it and you have it in your keyword, it's still going to come back. But if you have exact, it's only going to have the exact string that you put in. And then, of course, you can go through all of these and set different keywords. Usually I set it to a low number, and then I'll go back in later on, and it will tell me what the suggested price is based on what other people are bidding. So if we look at this listing for a poster, has 51 keywords. So I set the default bid on this one to 5 cents, and I have 51 keywords, and one ad means that's a one item that we are, one listing that we have. So this is on the poster we created. So there's only one ad because it's only one product. Now, in its lifetime, since we created it, it's had 26,475 impressions, 5 clicks, and it's cost us 43 cents, and we've had no sales. This isn't a good example, but it's not a very good selling poster, and it only sells to people that we promote to, so it's not really something people are searching for on Amazon. But you can look at all these different variables. Just today, yesterday, week to date, last week, months to date, last month, the year to date, and the lifetime. So the year to date is pretty much the same. This month, we've actually only had 204 impressions. This is basically to change the main naming information. But on this page, you can also do negative keywords. So you can add words that it's not going to show your ads if somebody is searching for that. So if we click on keywords, we can go to a list of all the keywords. And it's showing what our keyword bid is. We can search by the top impressions. And now, now it's showing you what the estimated bid is to be on page 1. So it's a bidding system, just like the Google pay-per-click. So it's showing you to get on the page 1 of the search for this word posters. It has to be bidding at least 13 cents, and this one 26 cents, and so on. So you can click to match the bid, and then it's going to change your bid to that price. So you can be more competitive and might be getting more clicks. Now, of course, that one's not getting much in the way of ads, but as you can see, this one I just posted this one a few days ago for some candy, and it's gotten 113 clicks in a few days, and people bought $80 worth. Also on one ad, and this is an automatic one that we created. So if you click on Get Report, it will send it over to this report page, and you can create the report. And it opens in a notepad. It's not an actual spreadsheet. But this will show you all the targeted search terms, and then you can take these your top search terms and put that into a manual report if that's something you want to do, which is not showing because I didn't share that page. So you can pull all that information out, and that's really just about all there is to doing this. Okay. So were there any questions on? Okay, big question.
Yeah, we have a pretty big one. Do you want to just read through it, or you want me to, or Todd, do you want to sum it up, or?
Yeah, I'm reading it. But,
yeah, it's a little entailed, so. There's a small one up at top, too, so we can adjust his afterwards.
Okay, so Michael wants to, my understanding is the ads only run when you have the buy box. That's correct. That's what I had said. I've used the ads to take crappy ranked products to good ranks. Then other people jump on the listings. They don't take the buy box away from me. They don't advertise. Sales rank starts to fall. So they just keep cutting price without ads. I never get the buybacks unless I follow them down. Strategies on how to deal with that are appreciated. Well, that's that's an issue you have if you're advertising or not. And there's not much you can do with the problem of somebody competing with you. So usually I just wait it out. If a bunch of people are fighting on a good product and dropping the price, let them drop the price, and once they get tired of selling it, then you can sell it again. But there's really nothing you can do about competition on Amazon. That's why what makes Amazon so good is the competition, and creating a marketplace that people are going to want to go to. There's nothing you can do to stop people from competing with you. But when you have those, when you do have the ads, you're the only one that it's sending them to. But other people jumping on listings, they're not your listings, they're Amazon's listings. So there's not a whole lot you can do about that. Right. Your ads take the rank down and encourage people to jump on, whereas nobody wanted to jump on a crappy ranked product. Right, but a crappy ranked product, nobody was also buying. So, it's a problem that goes together. Just because you bought ads on it doesn't mean that nobody else is allowed to sell it. Kaveri wanted to know about our automatic keywords. They seem to work pretty well, as you can see when I shared my screen. I've only had that ad up for 4 or 5 days, and it's got 70-some thousand views. So I think it's doing pretty good. And it didn't used to give you a report, but now it gives you a report of all the keywords that people are using. So you can always pull those keywords out that people are buying through, and make your own non-automatic one that you create your own keywords for.
Did you see the next question? Your strategy to deciding? What is your strategy deciding which products to advertise?
Yeah, well, I advertise, products that, I want to sell more of. If it's a hot selling product, then there's no point in spending money to promote it. But I buy a lot of liquidation, of course, so.
I think that we covered everything there is so far. So does any...
Yeah, I'm just trying to...
There's some feedback. I don't know.
That's the phone connection. Dave Hubenek, I think. Still a telephone. There we go.
Okay, perfect. Michael, are you referring to what we're doing now?
I wasn't done. Sorry.
No, that's fine. He just asked.
I was just trying to fix the sound problem.
Yeah.
My strategy in deciding what products to advertise. So we buy a lot at liquidation. So, I might have 100 or 1,000 of a single item. So obviously those items I want to sell a lot of. But we also have a lot of cosmetics and makeup. So we'll take those and create one product listing for all of them, so we can promote them all as one thing. So we'll add, we have one that has all of our makeup, which is around 1,000 different SKUs. They might not all, be active right now, but every time we get more, we just add them into there so that we can, so we have one list of about 1,000 keywords that we're advertising on for the makeup, and we sell a lot of makeup through those, because it tells you how many, how much money you're selling based on how much you're spending. So we've done good with makeup and, some specific sets of grocery type items. So if you want to advertise all your chips together or advertise all your, cosmetic items, it works real good for that. All the videos, Michael, are saved in the pinned post at the top of the Facebook group. There's one link to all our discounts and another link to every video we've ever done. All the Monday masterminds and Wednesdays, the interviews, that we've done with
special appearances.
Special appearances. Everything we've done for the group is recorded, and links to every video are all available there.
Yep. Awesome. So does anybody have any more questions? Yeah, and it's at the very top. So if you go to the very top of the group, there's a pinned post. Expand it. At the bottom, it has a link to the videos and a link to the discounts.
Yeah, it's just a little post, it looks like.
No problem.
But it'll say see more.
Do you know if product advertising costs are tracked at the SKU level and inventory lab when determining profitability?
I don't think inventory lab can track that information. You know anything about that, Todd?
They do not. I'm trying to think if they import the report at all. It is definitely not done at the SKU level. I don't think they even import the report because those show up. Typically, they're billed separately from your seller account. So I don't even think they show up in Inventory Lab. I'll double check here real quick.
Yeah, it's not added to your actual
Seller account, yeah.
your payouts. It's put into it's charged separately. So you have a separate credit card saved in there probably when you set up your account, and they charge that separately. So it doesn't matter if you have $10,000 coming, they're still going to charge your credit card for that. And ours is set to $500. I don't know if that's automatic or what, but every time, I think it's every 2 weeks or when it hits $500, they charge our card for the ads. Yeah, I don't know anything about Inventory Lab doing that.
Yeah, there's no way they could now that I think about it because they don't interface with the banks. So, and I just looked and see, and it's not pulling it in. So you'd have to enter it as a manual expense in Inventory Labs.
Yeah, and if you had a lot of them, that would be quite complicated.
Yeah.
But unless you're doing ads for a single item, and really hitting it hard, then it's not much of an expense. I mean, it's if you're selling an item for $10, I mean the ads are only costing that. Usually, once you get the ads right, because you can go back and look at it and see that every keyword and what you're getting sales from. So if you're spending a lot of money on a specific keyword and people are clicking through on that, but they're not actually buying it, just remove that word. That's the beauty of using the targeted ads instead of the automatic ads. Will running ads help you get the buy box more as an independent? It won't help you get the buy box more because the ads won't even run if you don't have the buy box. So, until you have the buy box, your ads are never going to be shown. And if you don't get the buy box, you don't have any ads. Yeah, we can talk about anything. This doesn't have to all be about product ads. Anything you need help with. Do we have any strategies to deal with FBA inbound reconciliation, and if you have a best practice to make sure nothing slips through the cracks? Amazon closes a lot of my inbound shipments even if they are not reconciled. Yeah, Amazon's going to close those. At a set point, I think it's maybe 60 days out. But Todd's going to be doing next Wednesday, we're going to be covering that to show you how to take care of all of that. And there's also, I think, a tool that does it automatically for you. Does that tool cover that, Todd?
Yeah, there's actually two tools. One just kind of shows you and have you manually take notes and enter statuses. And there's another tool that it can automatically open cases. That's not advised, but it will go through and tell you if there's any issues with inventory in general.
What tools? Which tool is that, Todd?
The first one that will just tell you what's open is called Forecastly. It's FORECAST.ly. The other tool is called Refunds Manager. So refunds and then manager.com. It does a lot of stuff. It's a very kludgy software package, but it's the only one I've ever seen that does that type of reconciliation. So cover both of them.
All right, because I'll reach out to them too. I don't think they were on there, so I'll.
Yeah, they don't speak really good English, so they may be better off just corresponding with email. And Michael posted that they can't seem to get it to work correctly. That is very, 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 very common. It requires a PC component that hooks to, basically launches a browser and runs a .NET component on your PC. So it's kind of a fragile ecosystem. to get it running. But like I said, there's nothing else out there that does it currently, so I will run it probably once or twice a year, just see if we can find anything. But I'll send you the info on that, Valerie.
Yeah.
Funds manager.
Yeah, Michael, if you check the events, I don't know did you create those events yet?
I'm actually creating them. I'll have them all posted tonight. So
Okay.
I just posted the first batch for next week, and then we have the full month of events with Todd. So those will be up tonight.
Right. So when we create an event, everybody gets invited. If you can't find that, you can always click on the events at the top and see all the upcoming events. We do a video every Monday with general coaching or anything that somebody might need specifically, and we usually cover at least a tool on Wednesday, and then we may have other special events, if we book outside guests at other times during the week. So those are always in the events, and of course they're always recorded. If you don't get the invite or you can't find it, just check out the events for that. But what we do is we have, for our business, I have a virtual assistant that that does a lot of Amazon related tasks for us. So once a week we have them go and reconcile all the shipments for us, so we don't usually lose anything. Basically anything that's missing, we have them say, it was missing, because of course we didn't forget to put something in the box. When we list it, it goes directly in the box at this point. So we don't use a prep service. How do we track, reconcile items at the prep service and make sure they don't slip through the cracks there? You mean you think something might not be leaving the prep service and getting to Amazon? I'm not sure how it could not get through the cracks. Now, what we went over last week, what's the name of that tool, that website that you did, Todd?
For which one?
Last week.
Last week.
Didn't it start with a T?
We did Joe Lister. Was that last week?
No.
No.
The checklist.
Oh, Trello.
Trello.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you look and check out Trello, you can make checklists as you go along, to cover it every step of the way to make sure that they're getting it.
Yes.
I don't know what prep service you use, but most of them use a Google, Google Drive, Google spreadsheet, and you put your information in there, and they mark it off when they get it, and should mark it off when it gets shipped. So most prep services aren't losing anything of yours. And if you did, there's no way to prove that they didn't stick it in that box. So, I always would count on them to have it there. And then once it gets to Amazon, if it's missing there, they're usually the ones to blame, because almost every shipment that we send is missing something when it gets to Amazon. And I know we're not losing multiple items. Sometimes 20 or 30 items are missing out of a shipment. I mean, we send big shipments, but you shouldn't be missing that many every single time you send something. So we figure it's a cost of doing business, and they usually give us most of that money back. It's what you get after what they would be paying you, if it's sold for what they figure is the current going price. So you can't set something to be $500 and it only costs $10 for all the other sellers and expect to get reimbursed at the $500 price. It's going to be reimbursed at what they think is the average selling price.
He also had another question on top of that.
Right. Okay. So the other problem is that you order X, seller sends Y to the prep service. Prep service and me are looking for X. We never knew that Y was supposed to be X.
Shit.
What prep service are you using, Michael? Oh, okay.
Oh, Marianne's.
Yeah, Marianne. I don't know. They used to do discounts for our members, but I don't know. Some people didn't seem to have good experiences there, so that's why we don't promote them anymore. But
Celery fulfillment is actually.
we do have a discounted celery fulfillment. I'm not telling you not to use them, and I don't know how. I've never sent anything there, so I don't know what they have going on. But usually, most prep services, you're going to have a Google Sheet, and I know she does that. But when you send it out, you would usually send them, what's going there and a tracking number. So when they get that tracking number, they should verify that the items are exactly what was in, also in the receipt that you sent them. So I don't know why there would be a discrepancy if you got the wrong item. They should be able to verify that the items in the box with that tracking number should be the same items that were in the receipt or the packing slip that you had also forwarded them. So I don't know if it's in the problems in whatever processes they have set up, but I don't know of that to be a problem with other prep centers. Oh, she kicked you out. Okay. Well, maybe you want to try Celery. I've never used them either, but they did, offer a nice discount for the members of our group.
Yeah, and I've actually, I've spoken to.
Right. Yeah, Valerie, if you,
I can
if you look in the pinned post, there's a list of discounts with a list to all the contact information and how to get the discounted pricing from Celery. Now, there's also another Celery tool that we have a discount. So there's a Celery pack and ship or prep and pack or whatever it's called that you need to contact.
Right. Did we have them on too so that he? Do you remember if we had them actually on as well? I don't remember.
We have not.
We haven't had them yet?
No.
Okay.
So, maybe you want to talk to them, see if they want to come on and do, tell them how tell us how their processes work.
Yeah.
That might be helpful for the members. How to streamline the process.
Yeah.
So that you're entering your purchase into a spreadsheet and then copying it again into Inventory Lab. I just moved over to WeShip USA. I can't figure out how to do one spreadsheet that can bulk upload into Amazon or Inventory Lab. Can you upload a spreadsheet in the Inventory Lab for your product?
No, not for listings.
Not for listings.
Yeah.
A lot of shipping services will list products for you. So I don't know who runs WeShip USA.
Yeah, your best bet would be doing a spreadsheet upload to Amazon and then just backfill an Inventory Lab. And actually, Forecastly, when we go through that software, that will actually build the inventory spreadsheet to send to Amazon automatically also. So
no, don't do that.
Yeah, the problem is Inventory Lab is such an interactive process adding a listing that they make you step through it. Yeah, it's Forecastly, but put a period between the T and the L. And that's the URL.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the better prep services now are doing all of that process for you. They're accepting the items, they're prepping, they're packing, and they're listing on Amazon. So I know the Texas Pack and Ship does it, and I know some of the other services out there. I know Marianne was even doing it. So you might want to look into some a more full service prep service that is going to that can do all that for you. If you're doing half the process, it's hard to list the items and then have somebody else doing half the work in another part of the country.
Please don't do that.
I don't know where you're at, but Tony Patty runs a good service. It's called Texas Prep, Pack, and Ship. He's not associated with the group, but I know a lot of people who have had great service from him. It really doesn't matter where you're at, where they're at, because the items are coming directly from, wherever you're buying them from, and then going to them. We are doing our own prep. The problem with what we do is, we're processing thousands of items at a time, and they're going to a lot of different places. So, we do a lot of liquidation. So, we might buy 5,000 or 10,000 items at one time. Some of the stuff is going in the garbage. Some of the stuff is going to a flea market. Todd sells some of the hazmat items for me, and some of it has to be sold on eBay, and we send stuff to a lot of different places. So and some of it just gets packed up and sold to another liquidator. So we can't really figure out what our cost per item is, and I have a lot of employees at my warehouse, and they're doing different tasks as well, because we do a lot for, our coaching students, and, we do video work there and some other things. So,
yeah, I pay.
We're not a good judge of guessing that.
Matter of fact, this past weekend, I just had a crew in doing prep, and my cost, because I had to calculate that out, it runs around 35 cents per item. And that includes stickering and polybagging or whatever. That's what averaged out based on the number of items I did this past Saturday. And you figure polybags are, what, Sean, a third of a cent a piece or something like that, or Ziplocs are maybe 3 cents. It's cheap, so you shouldn't be spending more than 50 cents an item to prep and sticker and, get it ready to go.
Right, but if you have to hire somebody for that, if you need more space to do it,
yeah,
and then your time is worth a lot more than the actual cost of doing it, or even hiring somebody. Because if you have to do it yourself, then that's that much more time you don't have to do something else. If you're limited on time, or if you have a real job, then you only have so much time to go out. And if you have more money than
don't do that.
If you have more money than time, then you really need to have somebody else doing these things for you. Especially if you're buying online. If you're buying online, send that stuff to a prep center. Spend that little bit of extra money so you can go out and find more good sellable products. Do we have VAs we recommend to maintain the spreadsheets for the prep services? You really have to train your own VA. I have one in Europe that I've been using for a long time, but I trained her myself. And, if you're doing the buying, then you're the one who should be maintaining those spreadsheets. Yes, we've always used Upwork, even before it was Upwork. Yeah. I mean, actually, all the VAs we hired when it was still Odesk. So I haven't hired a new VA since it became Upwork. So we've been using it for quite a long time. So when you're buying something using online arbitrage, you should be just cutting and pasting that data right into the spreadsheet. So if I was doing the buying, I wouldn't be hiring somebody to maintain the spreadsheets. I would be pasting that data in there as I was buying the products. But we do use VAs for a lot of stuff for Amazon. Negative feedback. We use them for any stranded inventory, to contact Amazon and open cases. We use them, to reconcile all the shipping. So there's quite a bit that you can train a VA for other than sourcing product. or doing anything with a fulfillment center. So that's the kind of jobs that we have our VAs for. And I have regular employees that do other things that I wouldn't really trust a VA for. Yes, we have a ton of stranded inventory right now. Even the poster that we private labeled and have sold quite a bit of was stranded, and even after they said they fixed it, it was still stranded. So we had to open another case. And it's taking a long time for Amazon to respond to any cases. We have a problem with that same poster right now. It got changed from 16 ounces to 16 pounds. So it's about $23 if we want to just multi-channel fulfill it. And every time I send a message to them, it takes a week or more for them to respond. So we just open cases and let Amazon fix those problems. It's their problem. So it takes seconds to open a case. But trying to figure out what a lot of those problems are, recreating the listings or, one of the other ones. I've never had Amazon tell me that, that they can't do it unless, it's, something that they really can't do. No, they've never told me to delete. They've never told me to delete any listing before. And we open, dozens of cases every week.
I wonder if he's talking about some of those stranded listings, Sean, where they won't create them because they don't know the condition.
Now, we do have those, but they're not, we don't have to delete them. And right now we have a handful that we need to do. It'll have no price, and it'll have no
condition.
No price, and it has no condition, and it has no items available. It'll say there's no items in the Amazon on the Amazon page, not the FBA, but the regular page. And so those you have to go in and you have to create a listing, but you don't delete them because there's really nothing to delete. Somehow it never got from when you created it into Amazon. But those you just go in and you click on the button to list, and it already has the MSKU in there. So you just fill out the information, and then it becomes active. Stranded when a lot of times they get stranded when a price alert kicks it out. It won't reactivate again, even after fixing the price alert. I believe you have to relist when you get a price alert when it's too low or too high. You can go in and download a spreadsheet where you can set like the minimum to $1 and the maximum to like $900. You can download it, fix it, and upload it again. Which is what we did when they first switched over to that. And we haven't really had problems. We use a repricer, of course. So we use a repricer, so the minimums and maximums are always set by the repricer, so we really don't have to worry about those problems. And I'd rather not have a listing deactivated because of a pricing problem. Problems listing an inventory lab items that are not allowed. Are you saying that it lets you list things that aren't allowed? I use ScanPower, but Todd uses.
Yeah, I use Inventory Lab. I'm not sure what you're asking, Michael.
Have you ever been able to list in the wrong category? I mean, it won't let me do that in ScanPower, I know, but.
Well, yeah, it won't let you. You can't create listings at all in Inventory Lab, so it has to match an ASIN. So all you're really choosing is price and condition.
Right, but I think he means, let's say you're selling in toys.
Yeah.
Can you have you ever been able to list something as used when used isn't allowed and it would have to be collectible?
It's probably with the private mode. you might be able to list it because it sends all the feeds at the end, and then it may kick it out, but it shouldn't let you. It shouldn't even allow it into the batch. So yeah, I would ask Inventory Lab about that, because even in private feed, they're supposed to reconcile it before they create the shipment. And Amazon shouldn't accept it in your shipment if they don't allow it either. So yeah, I'm not sure what the deal is there, to be honest with you.
Now we're using, I used to use Inventory or App Eagle, but I recently switched one of my accounts to Be Cool. I used App Eagle for over 3 years, since it was $20 a month, actually. And, I think it's just too expensive for new users, and Be Cool is doing all the same things. So, why spend $150 when you can get the same service for whatever it is, $20 or less?
Yeah.
How much is Be Cool, Todd?
It is $25 if you do monthly, I believe.
Yeah, so it's $25, and for similar service from App Eagle, you're going to pay $150. And we've been using, we used App Eagle since right after we started. So, the end of 2012, we started using it, and I tried out, a bunch of repricers, and I thought that was the best, and there's a lot more options now. But Todd has tried most of the repricers out there.
Yeah.
Be Cool is really the way to go.
And Todd, I actually need, while we're on it, just the November's updated ones.
Yeah, from what I understand, they're not doing discounts anymore. They're just doing extended trials.
Okay.
But I do, I'll have to make sure we get Sean's group a code, because they have a new system set up. So I'll get with you after the meeting and get that all set up.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've got I just did the regular trial, so I haven't even gotten the extended trial or anything yet. So.
Yeah, I have somebody asking about it, so just let me know.
They did email me, though, with, I think, a 15% off discount.
Okay.
So if you do the trial, then you can use that code for an extra 15% off of that.
Yeah.
To subscribe. So,
they work. They're so cheap compared to everybody else, though, that, $25 a month. It's not going to kill most people.
I'm fine with that, but, whatever they're willing to give me.
I just got on their website. Let me send you the actual link and see.
Be Cool. Yeah, Be Cool's website's up.
Yep.
Oh, you beat me to it. Okay. Using DAs to find wholesale accounts. Basically, what I would, have them search Google for whatever. I don't do that, and we post a ton of wholesale accounts and wholesale places in the group. So if you just go in the search and search for hashtag wholesale, you will find a lot of things to get started with. But the best way to have a VA is, start searching for whatever niche that you're looking at. And then I would have them go to those websites and, email them asking for wholesale information. So just create a letter, or I think we've, created some samples in the group before, and just have them, mass sending that to, as many places as you want. But, if you're going to wholesale distributors, you don't need to hire a VA to find that information for you. Some of these distributors have tens of thousands of items. It's going to take you quite a while just to process the information from one of them. So you would really need quite an operation to need dozens or hundreds of distributors every day that, one VA working full-time would be able to get you. Internet Explorer. Nobody uses that.
They even had to rename it, right? What's it called in 10? Edge or something?
I don't know. I haven't used it in years.
Yeah.
I use Firefox. Then, when I only use Chrome for any kind of, plugins or extensions that I might need for, any of the Amazon tools that are out there. Okay, well, any other questions? We're already an hour in already, so. Yeah, we don't do the continuous repricing. Todd, I think the hourly does quite a bit faster than hourly, right?
Yeah, every time I benchmarked it, it's been under 20 minutes for the update. So,
Yeah. Even when I used App Eagle, I didn't do the hourly because you got to think, if you get in a pricing war accidentally with somebody before you notice it, if you're repricing every 5 or 10 minutes,
yeah,
you get, 10 reprices every hour. You reprice them, they reprice, and you reprice. So the price is going to go down quite quickly. If it's only doing 20 or 30 minutes to an hour, you can only have 24 reprices in a whole day. So I keep a good eye on my stock, even though we have about 2,500 SKUs. I watch my sales, and I always have pretty closely. So, I can, if you see kind of an item selling, then, it might be a problem. So I always want to investigate that. But I've never gone past the hourly repricing. It's always quite a bit more money, and I don't think there's anything that that needs to be repriced that quickly.
Yep.
I don't do private labeling, and Todd doesn't either. So I also don't do any online arbitrage. So, we do a lot of retail arbitrage, of course. I got a whole team out doing that for our retail, sourcing team group, as well as our own business. So we do that, and I buy a lot of liquidation. So we're buying whole pallets and multiple pallets of items and sorting through that. But it takes a lot of time to do that, so that's not free.
Mm-hmm. And space.
Right, and space. So, Todd's just getting into liquidation, and it's a lot more than most people think. So, we have a big warehouse and a storage warehouse and a whole team of people who can do that. So, obviously it's not for everybody. Online arbitrage and wholesale are going to be the easiest, but they also, online arbitrage has a lot more competition, and wholesale has a lot lower margins. So, you have to balance what's going to be best for your business and for your time. You only have so much time. Comments on Cynthia Stein's post about problems with RA and her saying it should be used more as a stepping stone to get to wholesale and private label. I don't comment on anything about Cynthia Stein. She's just out there to take your money. Anybody that wants to help you with your Amazon business and charge you $1,000 an hour for it, maybe they don't have the best intentions. So, yeah. One person's idea of what retail arbitrage is really doesn't matter to me. The condition is the physical condition. The condition is not, where you bought it. If a company manufactures it and sends it to a distributor, and then the distributor sells it to the retailer. So if you're the retailer, there's one more step, and you're buying from a retailer, I don't really see a difference. It's just one more step out.
Yeah, and that argument she makes about the warranty, the same would be true if you gave it as a gift too, which doesn't make any sense. I mean, if I went and bought Sean a gift from Toys R Us, gave it to him, and he needed to do a warranty claim, there's no way that they would turn it down because I bought it at Toys R Us. So I've never seen that proved out at all, that they would deny warranty claims.
And Amazon, in their actions are showing that, this isn't the case, because plenty of people have been reinstated by showing receipts. Most people get, ungated in, the three main categories: health and beauty, or health and personal care, beauty, and grocery, because they are using store receipts from regular stores, going to a grocery store, buying items, or going to Walmart, and providing those receipts. So obviously Amazon accepts those, as valid proof. Manufacturers treat gifts and resellers the same for warranty purposes. It really doesn't, it doesn't matter. The warranty, is the warranty. It's it's the purchase date. You are allowed to buy items and then sell them anywhere you want. They are still in new condition. It's in a new unopened box, and it's still new. And that's the law. So just because you bought it at Walmart doesn't make it any less new. It wasn't opened. Yeah, Ion Camera Company filed complaints against thousands of people, I'm pretty sure. But the IP violations are only a way to get you off of Amazon. They don't actually believe that anybody is violating their intellectual property. Right, the bogus claim against you might. As far as Amazon is concerned, they're not going to do anything, positive for you. Somebody files a claim, you have to clear it up with whoever filed it, and it's going to stay on your record. So there's really nothing you can do about that. If you bought it online or retail, it doesn't matter unless you can get them to release that. I would really try and contact them and try and open up a wholesale account, or find a distributor that is authorized by them, and you don't ever have to buy anything. Just get it open. Tell them once you get it open, contact them and tell them that you buy from an authorized distributor now, and if they'll release that claim. If it's something that's worrying you that much. Okay, and with that, I think we'll wrap it up. If there's any more questions, just go ahead and post in the group, or you can send us a message privately, and we'll see you on Wednesday. Thanks a lot.